This lecture is a follow-up on my lecture on what I called religion of heart and mind. My perspective on the religion of heart and mind will make some of you argue that I do not put any rigid line between being religious and being spiritual. If you were to argue in that direction, I will totally agree with you. For indeed, for me, there is no line between religion and spirituality. But I am aware that many of us live under the assumption that we can be spiritual but not religious. It's often that I hear people telling me, I am spiritual, but I'm not religious. Fair enough. But I must warn you that I want to challenge that notion. That commonly accepted knowledge which seems to lock religion only within spiritual structures. For I know that, first and foremost, religion is a human attribute. We are all religious as long as we are human. Or I should say, being human means, to some extent, being religious and being spiritual. Let me say more about this. I'll start with the easiest one, right? We are all spiritual. The Greek philosophers help us in this regard when they say that we are body and spirits. Indeed, we are body and spirits. And that means that we all have the spirits within us. So it's clear that we are all spiritual. The notion that, okay, I'm spiritual is obvious. And it implies that they're also spiritual. So every human being is a spiritual being by definition. That's human beingness, being spiritual. And if I were to use an analogy, I would say that we are like all swimming in this river. I call it river of spirit, spiritual river. And you can see, all human beings here swimming in this river. Some of us like to float on the surface. You can see those who are floating on the surface. Whereas others, they dive deep underneath the water. And they like to settle down here, deep inside the water. Whereas others, they try to dive inside and out, in and out. It is pretty much the same thing when I talk about the spirits within us. Some of us select to pay attention to the spirit. They are fully dedicated to the spirit. I will compare them to those who are deep here, under the water of the rivers. They settle within the spirits. They settle down. And they spend their life in the spirits. Their level of spirituality is higher. Those who are here, their level of spirituality is higher than those who are here. Those who are floating on the surface, they're still within the water, right? But they are on the surface. Just like those who are paying less attention to the spirit. The spirit is within them, but their level of attention to the spirit is not as deep as those who are here. The kind of attention they pay to the spirit. So, we are all spiritual. We all live within the spirit. The spirit is within us all. Easy to understand. But we are also religious. Like I said, that's the definition of our human beingness. Because in philosophy as well, we see that we are social beings. Being a human being means being social. And being social means to relate to others, to relate to an environment, to relate to a nature. And that's exactly what religion means, right? When we recall the Latin roots of the word religion, which means to bind together, religare, to bind together, to connect with. So we all bind somehow with others. Whether like they are like our parents, our relatives, our wife, our husband, our boyfriend, our girlfriend, our children, our roommates, our co-workers. We all connect somehow to somebody, to someone, or to something, right? Some people connect to money. They connect to their car. They connect to their house, their dress. So in that process of connection, some people select to commit to God. They commit fully to God. They connect to the divine. And that can create some structural implications. But it doesn't mean that everybody's religiosity or religion is locked within a structure. Something to commit to a structure in the process of their religiosity. Others, no, they are religious simply through their connectedness with other things. And you know what? Like I said in my previous lecture, our hearts and mind do a great job connecting us to others. The heart and the mind are taking care of that connection, which is why my previous lecture was on religion of hearts and mind, because the heart and mind are those two dimensions of our beingness, performing our connections with ourselves and with others. So, if I may conclude, I would say that human beings are spiritual and religious at the same time. But their degree or levels of religiosity might be different. Some are more spiritual than others. Some are more religious than others. Depending on how we see religion, And I want us to commit to that notion of religion, which means connection. Connection to one another, connection to something. And in that process, the connection to God comes in. Thank you.